July 4th, 2026, the 250th year anniversary of America. We are currently 46 days away from America's birthday. The important thing to understand is there's a group saying that by July 4th, 2026, the whole financial system is going to be reset. So I'm going to show you a video from Cathie Woods explaining the bullishness around July 4th, 2026. And I'm going to show you a different lens, but I'm also going to show you how I take the middle ground. Okay. I don't do my investments off of promises. I do it based on facts, figures, numbers, logic. So I'm going to show you a video from May 8th, Cathie Woods, who's one of my favorite investors out there, talking about how bullish she is around July 4th, 2026. But I'm also going to show you the facts, figures, numbers, logic. There's things that if they don't change, the middle class has to wake up. We have to do things based on logic and numbers, okay? Not off promises. I'll explain it this way. A freight train does not stop on a dime, okay? Remember, money doesn't hit everybody the same. A freight train does not stop on a dime. So even if Kevin Warsh comes in and drops rates down, but there's a 50% chance that he won't lower rates, and actually based on the macroeconomic outlook, he should not lower rates, okay? If they change rates, the freight train takes 6, 7, 8 months to slow down. The damage is already done to the economy. So money does not hit everybody the same. So when interest rates go down, the top of the house gets the money cheap. They're moving their money differently through the system. That's what I'm trying to teach you. You don't do your investments based on promises. You do it based on logic. You do it based on current paradigm numbers, which are the freight train that's trying to stop back here. Okay, so I'm going to show you the video from Cathie Woods. I'm super bullish about the economy because we win in recessions and bull markets. So I'm trying to teach you how to take the middle ground and be able to strike when it's red and exit when it's green. But I truly believe this is the middle class's greatest opportunity in the world to get a piece of the new financial system that eventually is coming in. So pay attention. Now, the cool thing about this is watch the comments on these videos. 99% of people don't even make it this far. They read the title and they make comments. That's the cool thing about the way our society works. Everybody's like goldfish. It's very easy to win these days, guys. Be disciplined, be consistent, be non-emotional, and don't make your decisions based on headlines. The headline is to share with you guys that, yes, it's the 250th anniversary. And I got two groups of people coming at me right now. One group is like, you're wrong, JV. Everything's going to be fixed in the next 48 days. There's a whole plan being played out. Cool. Awesome. I'll win. Like, we have assets. Awesome. And there's the reality piece of me that's like, based on macroeconomics and the freight train that's already in place, even if they do fix it, it will still be 6 months of damage to the economy. So let's watch the video from Cathie Woods. Okay. Then we're going to put our logical circuit hat on. I'm going to show you what's actually happening with the economy. And then I'm going to share with you how I'm navigating through this. Okay, check this out.
Out of the bathwater as it's been thrown away. So we're expecting, though, as the economy turns around dramatically, as July 4th gets closer. It is our 250-year-old birthday party as a country, and we think there's going to be a lot of optimism around that period. We hope that the administration gets what it wants in terms of the Clarity Act.
See, this is so important. Listen to what she said. We hope that they get what they want around the Clarity Act. So do I. I mean, guys, we win if this all works out, right? But we also want to win if it goes the opposite. So pay attention. So the Clarity Act is key.
Being passed by July 4th, that would be a boon for the...
Okay, so we'll need to pay attention. We got 46 days. So hopefully we get it passed by July 4th. So that's one catalyst.
Crypto asset ecosystem. And we also, of course, hope and pray that the Iran war, and whatever it is right now, that it is done and that oil prices are resolving on the downside of expectations, inflation as well, which should drive consumer sentiment higher. We certainly think that the administration is trying to foster this scenario because of the midterm elections.
Okay, so I agree with her fully on both of those things. Number one, as I've been telling you guys, the straits have to open. Okay. Number two is Clarity Act is going to be massive for institutions coming in. Okay. So we are 46 days away. That video was on May 8th. So that would have been, God, what's the date today? So that would have been, she did that video 12 days ago, right? So now we're 46 days away from July 4th. Okay. Here's the facts of what's actually happening to your economy. Remember the freight train, guys. Picture a freight train. Even if Kevin Warsh comes in and drops rates way down, okay, people can't pay their credit cards right now. So the damage is done. So we have to rise up as the middle class to come up into the 1% and position ourselves. If it collapses, you get good cryptos, good companies at a fair price. Okay. If it doesn't do what we think it's going to do, it's going to pull them. Well, that's if it collapses, right? If the markets go up, okay, you're going to have a good position to pull profits and then build your ecosystem. Okay. So here's the reality of what's actually happening. Okay. Remember two things she said, the Clarity Act, and then we need the straits open by July 4th. Okay. So these are the price increases since the start of the Iran war. Sulfur, 97%, crude oil, 60%, jet fuel, 58%, heating oil, 55%, European natural gas, 54%, gasoline, 52%, diesel, 52%, crude oil, 50%, cotton, 28%, urea, 24%, rice, 23%, fertilizer, 20%, and palm oil, 12%, and coal, 11%. Those are the reality of what we're facing. Remember the freight train. Okay. This is important. Okay. Bar chart posted this. The odds of a rate hike by January are now above 55%, while the odds of a rate cut are 0%. Now, based on understanding no emotion, not promises, macro and microeconomic data, and this, okay, interest rates should be going up, not down. Okay. If interest rates go up, it is going to cause the private credit market to collapse. Okay. Private credit markets collapse. It's going to cause a tsunami in the financial system. Okay. It's going to cause a huge ripple effect, and we're going to need liquidity. That's why I believe in XRP. Okay. So now this is the reality. Now, as Kathy Wood says, we need the straits to open up. This was yesterday. Breaking. President Trump says he called off a U.S. military attack on Iran, which was scheduled for tomorrow after leaders of Qatar and Saudi Arabia and UAE called him and asked him to hold off. Trump has instructed the U.S. military to be prepared to go forward. It's a full, large-scale assault on Iran. Okay? So we are 46 days away from July 4th, 2026. Okay? That's the reality. We're looking for the Clarity Act to get passed. Okay. If we have to speak reality, guys, if the Straits of Hormuz do not open up, inflation is going to go higher. Interest rates are going to go higher. Okay. So we have 46 days left. What I don't want you doing is making your investment strategies off of promises. You need to build them off macro and microeconomic data. If you do it based on data, you become, is the word agnostic, middle ground? Let's use the word middle ground. We win if there's a recession. We win if there's a bull market. Okay. We're not just waiting for a promise of one crypto to take off. We're building infrastructure. Okay. We've been doing this since 2020. When crypto skyrocketed, we pulled profits. Okay. We built cash flowing streams. From the cash flowing streams and income outside of debts and non-negotiables, we put it back into assets that collapsed down in 2022, 2023, called the bear market, and we bought good cryptos at a fair price. Okay. When those cryptos went back up, we pulled profits and we put it into protection, cash value life insurance. Okay. We use silver, things like Berkshire for stability. You need to study Richest Man in Babylon. Here's the books you need to study. Richest Man in Babylon, Cash Flow Quadrant, study the wisdom of King Solomon in the Bible. Okay. Study Ray Dalio's Changing World Order. When you pull up his book as well, you will see my book. It's an international best-selling book right now. The American Nightmare, How Debt and Inflation Stole the American Dream. I teach you how this system actually works. Okay. Trust me, I would love to believe that in the next 46 days that all this is going to get resolved. But if we go on a full-on outscale war with Iran, study Ray Dalio's Changing World Order. Guys, we are at the end and the beginning we're at the beginning of the end of a new world order. That's what it is. The new world order is new monetary systems, okay, new financial systems, new infrastructure. After World War II, the IMF came in, the BIS came in, Bretton Woods, okay, 1971, we detached from the gold standard, went into petrodollar in 1974. By 2024, we detached from the petrodollar. That ended, and so now countries around the world can trade oil outside the US dollar. The longer these straits are closed, the more it's going to destroy the US economy, okay? So what I believe is that we're in a great financial reset. It's a worldwide global reset, and the straits are bringing everybody down to its knees. Okay. Trust me, I would love to see in the next 46 days everything gets fixed. And I understand there's opposition to what I'm saying, and that there's a lot of people out there that are studying these types of things and say that it's all going to be fixed in 46 days. That would be awesome. But even if it does get fixed in 46 days, the damage is already done. So that's what because somebody said to me the other day, they said, well, Nassar Jassar, they're going to wipe out all of our debt. So here's my pushback to that, is the whole system is actually debt. The whole system, there is no real money in the system. And I'm sure there's some pushback or mechanisms in this, but based on how the banking system works, is banks make money in interest income, fee income, and capital markets income. They're one of their biggest revenue drivers is interest income. You're the product. So if they wiped out all of our debt, all the banking system would collapse. The monetary system would collapse. Okay. So where would the income come from? Because America doesn't produce anything. We are a fully financialized system. We are the product, guys. Since 1913, we became the product. Our dollars collapsed 96 to 97%. Okay. We are only a debt-based society. So what's happening, though, the reality, and what I do believe is that there's a financial reset, is because credit card delinquencies are as high as they were in 2006 to 2008. Auto loan delinquencies just hit record levels, records. Student loans are just hit 90-day delinquencies of 2020. Guys, 45% of small farmers have filed bankruptcy the last 12 months. Okay, again, I agree with Kathy Woods. It'd be fantastic if we get the Clarity Act passed and the Straits of Hormuz open up. Those are two catalysts. So that's what you need to pay attention to, not bullshit emotion on TikTok, Instagram. Guys, they permanently deleted my TikTok for talking about this stuff. Just data, not bashing anybody. I'm literally giving macroeconomic data. I just woke up this morning. My TikTok was permanently banned, completely took it over 2 million followers, just hit 2 million followers. Permanently banned for talking about macroeconomic data. Okay. All I'm trying to do is to help the middle class rise up and take advantage of the largest wealth transfer in our living history. Just remember the freight train, guys. Even if everything gets fixed in the next 46 days, we have a freight train that will take 6 to 7 to 8 months to stop. You have to start getting cash flow. You have to start getting into assets that beat inflation. You have to start to position yourself in protection. If you're over 50 and you're heading towards retirement age, you got to start to think the defense, right? That's why we use things like annuities, cash flow for life, cash value life insurance to protect our principal, precious metals, right? You got to start thinking defense, right? So I have a defensive and an offensive plan. My offensive is assets that beat inflation. I've given you guys my assets over and over again. Bitcoin, XRP, WFI is my speculative one. Solana, XLM, HBAR, and VeChain. Okay, I got XXI and ABTC. That's on the stock side. And all my other stocks are dividend stocks that pay me dividends. And I put those dividends back into XRP and Bitcoin. I'm stacking right now. I'm going heavier into cash value life insurance. Okay, when we go into wartime economics and we go into debt crisis, Warren Buffett, right? People start positioning in cash, start positioning in Bitcoin, position in gold, position in silver, position in insurance. We start going risk off. Okay, you have to think like that. Remember, what you use as retirement, the 1% trade back and forth. There is no wealthy person in a 401k. The person who created the 401k is quoted saying, I made a product that made Wall Street wealthier. A 401k, you sit in it and you get penalized if you touch it. What? Then why, if it's the greatest product ever, why don't a bunch of people have 401ks, the wealthy people?